Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. If you can't hear me tonight, please let me know. I'm having microphone mic check issues. So, once again, welcome because Americans need help. That's right. It's not getting any better for American or U.S. citizens or those that are here legally or illegally. The fact of the matter is, people need help. And where do you go for help when you're a U.S. citizen? Well, it's rarely known because they keep that a secret for some reason. I don't understand it, but they do. We'll talk about that and much more because you have to build wealth. And did you buy any Bitcoin when it dropped to 101, 102, 103? Come on now. It's going to go back up, right? Did you guys buy any stocks when it dropped 2 days ago? Come on now. You guys got to get in the game. They just wipe out the weak hands. We're going to talk about this and so much more, but I want to hear from you. If you can hear me, it's loud and clear in the comments section. And welcome. Stop Struggling Now gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday Night live stream. The only way you can get wealthy is a few ways. Let's start off. I'm going to start out with the help. In the chat room, you guys can see down below. That didn't go well. Hold on. I'm pretty sure it got all cut off. That is everything that's in the in the description box. That's not going to go well. I don't think it's going to show everything. So let's cut this down, shall we? Findhelp.org for everybody listening on the podcast. SSN Nation podcast in the house. Make sure you guys get to findhelp.org. American citizens, whoever you are, inside the zip code is there. So make sure you get your zip code in there and see all the services as long as there's funding available, and they've already been funded. So therefore, you call up. Some of the services are free, some might cost, but that's why you call. There's more than one usually. So you call all of them. If you need help with down payments for rent, with mortgages, if you need transportation, tickets, subway, buses to get somewhere, if you need job training, just for starters, if you need caregiving, just for starters, there's at least 100 things depending on what city you're in. So findhelp.org, mandatory. Now, if you have not downloaded software and app, so you have a brokerage account or signed up with Fidelity or E-Trade or whoever, Schwab, whoever you want to sign up with, make sure you get a brokerage account. You may need to make money a different way, passively. Let me see who's in the house tonight. Let's go. Let's see. We have EV Place with the star. Welcome. Another investor is here to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday Night live stream. And he brings his tagline this evening. Good evening, everyone. Best regards from DR. Audio is loud and clear. Thank you so much. Where in the DR are you? Are you hanging Aruba Street? Los Corrales? Tell me what's going on over there and what is the weather like in the month of November? Because last November, it literally rained for 29 out of 30 days. It was insane. Let me know if it has started off the same as last year, where it has rained every day but one day so far, or every day. It's only day 5, but let me know. Also, I want to hear good news from you, EV Place, about your situation with the stairs. Has that been resolved? I am hoping and pulling for you that it gets resolved in an amenable fashion. Both sides are good, but we all know how it works here. The paying customer should be the one that gets a little better deal normally. So let us know how that turns out and how that's going. I want to hear about it. The reason why, ooh, I did again. Ah, okay, that's what all this is about. Okay. Thank you for being a member of the channel, by the way. Since we are now monetized once again, I appreciate you being a member of the channel. Thank you so much. Let's go. He says, Bavaro, Los Corrales, Blue Marlin. Weather is great. Just a few quick showers. I'm glad to hear this isn't like last year. That's good because that means, but we have TSA's issues not being funded. And did you guys see what happened in Houston? Americans need help. Did you see TSA said, F this? And the lines were actually out to where they drop people off. Outside, ladies and gentlemen. Thousands of people. It was, I would say, glorious, but it's not glorious because all these people missed their flights. I mean, this is crazy. TSA not getting paid. My God, it is out of control. Okay, let's see what happened. Let me see if EV Place got something happening. They prepared 2 apartments for me, but they are not mine. What? What? What the heck's going on? What do you mean they effed up? Golly, what the what, are they trying to say that they switch you to these units, or what are they saying? How are they? I don't understand. He says, but we have great EV place. Uh, hey man, spoken like a true gentleman. I'm like, he says, hey, they effed up. My unit's effed up. I don't have my stuff that I want, but hey, they're having a great time. Yes, they switch my units. Okay, are you happy with the switch? And we know the results, or do we? The results were A, pay us more money, and B, pay us more money. I mean, hopefully there was some reason to give more money and get an incentive, but you're already in the penthouse unit. So, I mean, I don't know what more they can come with. The AC units, the white line is in. What more can they come with? Other than making a bathroom up top if there isn't one, but I mean, too late for that. So I'm glad you're happy. Are you switching to the units? I hope so. I mean, are they meeting your specifications? You have agreed, I assume, and you're happy, right? Are you happy is the key. That's the main thing. If you invest in something, you want to be happy. That is the number one goal. And speaking of happy, a person that does business is hanging out in the Dominican Republic. Oh, he says not happy from Switch at all. No elevator, no railings, no pergola. Oh my. So why did you switch? I mean, was this like switch or else? Is that what they left you with? That's not a good feeling. I had a good feeling about these developers. Now you're making it seem like these aren't good guys. I mean, I don't like to hear this because generally, I'll put it this way, when we pick a unit for a reason. We just don't close our eyes and go, right here. No, we pick a unit for a reason. Like most people would say, well, I want a corner unit. Why do you want a corner unit? Because on a corner unit, you usually have a window on the left hand side that looks out. Whereas if you're in the middle, you have no windows on either wall because you're in the interior unit. So you go, I want the corner. So if all of a sudden they go, oh no, you have an interior unit, I'm like, where's my refund? You see where I'm going, ladies and gentlemen. Not saying I had to pay more for it, but I'm still going, I need some compensation for this. And now you're saying no pergola, no railings, no elevator. Yikes. Isn't that 4 floors? What the frick? What do you mean no elevator? You know what? I didn't even pay attention if they had elevators or not. I just assumed because these things are 4 floors. Now, I'm going to say something a lot of people don't realize in places like Las Vegas, Arizona, because temperatures get, like 110, 115, they used to have buildings and still do that you could have 3 or 4 floors with no elevators. But since they are timeshare condo hotels, concierge will get somebody to help you take your luggage if you're on the 4th floor or the 3rd floor or even the second, any floor. They'll say, okay, do you want us to get somebody to help you? Because they know going up a flight of stairs with your luggage is not good, especially as you get older, right? And as you get older, you want to relax. You have those investors, you have those guests that might come in. So that is a strain when you're in high humidity situations, it gets to be a strain as well. So again, they messed up with north and south side. I've chosen the apartments from north side, and they're trying to give me 2 on the south, 20 degrees warmer than north. Uh, uh, doesn't isn't north towards the water and south? Oh, sunset. That means from noon until it goes down. Yeah, yeah. Like right now is not really a problem, but when it starts heating up, it's going to be a problem. You're right. You're right. Yep, because the sun is going to be on that side it's going to be on that other side from around noon to 8 at night. And the temperatures are higher at noon to 8 at night versus sunrise at 5:30 or 6 a.m. until, well, noon. Yeah, that's true. And I'll tell you what happened at Panorama Gardens when I was going to get my place there. They were talking about that. They said, hey, you should get the unit on this side that faced the parking lot because it's going to be warmer during the day. So that is a thing. It does heat up, like you said. It significantly heats up, which means you got to run AC, and AC is no joke. It costs a lot for AC in the DR, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry to hear this, but is that what you negotiated? I mean, no railings, no pergola, and all that. I mean, or well, I know you're in a tough spot because I know you're sitting there thinking I only bought these for 60 grand, and now you can't buy any 1 bedroom penthouses for 60 grand. People are selling those for 170 to 220. So I know what you're saying, but I always say money isn't everything. Sometimes it's the principle of the matter. So if you want to settle for whatever they do, then you can't bitch. This is the way I always looked at it. I just got to tell people how I look at it because maybe other people would look at it the same way. I sit there and I say, well, if I say okay and sign off on it, then that means I have to live with that agreement. If I say I want all my money back, like at Larimar, I don't have to live with any agreement because you're not giving me my money back. So it's F you at that point because the other side is I'm going to give them the money and settle for what they gave me versus what I purchased. You can do it that way too. And then you can go happily ever after. But me, I say, F that. Give me my money back. They say, F you. We ain't even going to give you your money back. Okay, well, you don't get all of it either. F you. I don't really care. The cost of doing business sometimes, but the integrity is still the same. I'm still going to say you effed up. I'm still going to talk crap. I'm still going to say what you're doing wrong. Like anybody see those #1 and #2 videos for Larimar by Jamie Gruber? I used part of his clips for Larimar 2025 November or at the end of October. And I'm telling and showing he doesn't know what they said in 2022 and 2023. So that's why I made the videos because people are listening to what these guys are saying, when in fact, what they're saying is half truths, like insurance. I haven't gotten to video 3 and 4, but the insurance was based on people in our section, prime towers, do not have insurance. So then when I said, well, how come we don't have insurance? They said, oh, you have to pay. I said, pay for what? What do you mean pay for insurance? They go, oh yeah, but it's only like $3,000, or I can't remember what it was. It was $3,000, I think. 3 to 5 grand, maybe. It went by what you paid or purchase price. Then I'm like, but I don't understand. I gave you down payment. We signed a contract. You're supposed to deliver a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo in Prime Towers 2. Why am I getting insurance? I don't understand. And paying for it makes no sense to me. The contract is the insurance. So now all of a sudden I'm supposed to pay extra to insure the property. Then I find out, I look at the insurance papers. I hope I have them, because the insurance papers at the time said, guess what happens? Who is insured? The developer. I'm like, hold on. What do you mean the developer's insured? They're the ones that's supposed to build this in the first place. So if they don't build it, I buy insurance, they get money back? What the frick is this? And it expired in, I think it was 2026. It wasn't like 4 years or 5. It had an expiration date on it. And I was like, wait a minute, they're not building this by June. I think it was like sometime in 2026. I said, this is pointless. They're not even going to finish in 2026. So when this insurance thing runs out, I paid $3,000. Could have been 4, could have been 5. I just remember $3,000. I'm going to pay $3,000 extra for something I shouldn't be paying to insure. There's no insurance for me personally. It's not like you guys are going to give me $130,000 back. You're not going to even give me my 50% down back. So what am I insuring this for? This makes no sense. In fact, now I look at you sideways, because I'm like, I don't need insurance. We have a contract that you're supposed to build this. And if you don't build it, I want my money back, or you're going to get sued. And even then, I probably won't get any money back, but that's where this goes. So I'm just like, this makes no sense. So anyhow, this is the terminations that you have to think about. Okay, I see we got a lot to talk about. Southside, yeah, I hear you, man. The once I stayed there for the month, 2, 3, and I realized that if I had to have the AC on and we were in the unit, then I would have had to pay, I would say at least $15 a day in a 1-bedroom. If somebody was in the unit and you had to have the AC on in January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, and into September, it would be $15 a day. A day, ladies and gentlemen. $400 per month. As long as you're out and about, your air conditioner splits are off. So therefore it's not running. So as long as you're like a tourist going around handling business, you're all good. But if you're going to be in the house, them block homes, they're ovens. They heat up rapidly. Even a fan may save you somewhat, but not a lot. But at least it cools off in the evening time, or well, I shouldn't say cool off, but at least it doesn't seem as bad since the sun is down. So, but you're still not going to cut it off in certain times of the year. So you can't. It heats up so fast. And electricity is no joke. If you have a 2-bedroom, I can only imagine what people are paying. I mean, it's crazy. But anyhow, they have moved spiral stairs inside. Yeah, but that take my space in the living room in Allen Terrace. What do you mean? What do you mean by this? Because if they moved it inside, why didn't they just move it to the end? Well, it's kind of like structural situation. You mean how you can't put a spiral on the outside of the building? Somebody could fall off. Rain, slippery. It just rained outside, but the railing didn't dry and you could slip, I mean, and if you have it inside, that has to take up about 4 feet, 4 feet by 4 feet, something like that. And maybe even more, depending on how they made it. So that's 16 square feet. And if you only have like a 30, 40, 30 square foot living room area, half of your living room is gone, even though it doesn't seem like it, but there's a large, you can't, what are you going to put next to it, right? Nothing usually. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. I can still put them on the market and get 100% profit. That I know. And I have a feeling that's what you're going to do, right? I mean, or you can rent it. I mean, you got them at such a great price, 60 G's, 65 G's if you had to pay extra. Two of them for 130,000. You could, in actuality, you can put one on the market and sell it and keep one, and the other one's free. And you could sell it for 170 or more. I don't know how quickly, but just saying. I have final appointment with Capoose tomorrow. Okay, man. Well, good luck. Oh no, it's even worse, Eric. Developer didn't pay master broker for selling their 70 apartments in my building. Only mine are ready. Oh, Jesus. What? What do you say? Oh, developer did not pay master broker? Oh, Jesus. And here I am, just like Jamie Gruber, hanging with the developers at their little launch for Blue Marlin, showing people around, and not me, but they were having realtors there and everything, and whining and dining and talking a good game. And now it turns out they weren't paying their brokers. Man, what the? Hey, unfortunately, I'll just say it like it is. This is why I don't do business in DR no more. I will do business if somebody needs help, but I'm not doing business with these guys because I can't trust one soul, not one, that does business there, because when the money has to come from them, it's always some BS 100% of the time. Doesn't matter who they are. Everybody that I've done business with owes me money. Everybody. Except, well, hold on. There's one person that doesn't owe me money. One organization that doesn't owe me money. All right. That is Gennaro, Imo Caribe. They don't owe me money. Okay. But I'm not putting it on the records because, I love the Larimar project. So I was promoting it at no cost originally. Now, the thing though is, the videos that I was making about Larimar, the little nice stuff that I was doing if you were here for a while. The problem, which is at the time I let it go, right? I co-signed. So it's no big deal, but I'm just going to tell you guys. They were using those videos to make sales that I didn't get credit for. You follow what I'm saying? At the time, I didn't care because I was like, this project is awesome. Plus, I didn't really have any real agreement. I wasn't a broker. I didn't even want to be a broker. But then I was like, you know what? Since I'm doing this, why don't I just get an SRL and be a broker? But when I walked in one day and I saw them with four people at the round table, and my video was playing, and they're pointing, I see them pointing at it and talking to the people, and then I come out and ring the bell and the people are buying. I'm like, wait a minute, they're using my stuff and making sales? Because I'm not there, right? I'm only show up like once every 4 months, 6 months. It's not like I live there. And I was like, oh, so they're in here showing my videos making sales. But we're all on the same so-called team, let's call it. No biggie. But the fact of the matter is, Whenever money has to be released to me, somebody has excuses. And even Gennaro had excuses. Even though he ultimately paid what I was owed, but still, it was like, oh, I'll have the money for you. I get on a plane. I'm like, oh, I thought you mailed it. Oh, no. Then it's the next week. Oh, no. Then finally he sent it. But the point is, nobody says, oh, I owe you money. Here it is. Nobody. Zero. Zero. And so when people talk to me now and they said, oh, this is what's going to happen, this is what's going to happen, I'm just like, I don't want to hear you. Because now, just like him, I thought Blue Marlin was going to be good. I never done business with him. I talked to the developer. He was talking a good game. Oh, yeah, man, we do this, we do that. Now I'm finding out it was all BS. Sheesh. I'm upset. I was giving Blue Marlin credit because they apparently did the previous project was fine. Now all of a sudden this one's not. Good God, man. Sorry to hear this. Brian P., Mr. Dividends in the house. I don't know if he's doing the salsa dance. I don't know what he's doing. Is he actually investing? Americans need help. Did you guys see the stock market going down? Bitcoin going down? First of all, do you guys understand Bitcoin going down and the stock market going down means one thing only? Gold and silver going down means they are all tied together. That's what that means. Findhelp.org is in the chat room, ladies and gentlemen. You want to know something else? I might as well just do this because this is a perfect time because Black Friday is coming up. And now's the time to make sure you go to unstoppabledomains.com and get your unstoppable domain, your .crypto, your .nft, your .bitcoin wallet, your .x, and several others. Here's the link down below. Yes, it's an affiliate link. Go over there, buy it. It's a one-time payment. They range, well, Black Friday's coming up. It could range from $5 to $10 to, well, $5 to $10 this month. So watch, go sign up, do something, join the email list. I don't really care. You need to get one of these unstoppable domains. Why is it important? Because crypto. If somebody wants to send you crypto, all you have to do is give them your unstoppable domain, which is like stopstrugglingnow.crypto, stopstrugglingnow.nft, ssnlifestyle.crypto, myname.crypto. It keeps going. But the fact is, nobody needs alphanumeric characters. So if you want to send me Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solano, XLM, the list goes on, 400 of the most popular coins, all you need is those that I just mentioned. And it no alphanumeric characters. And guess what else? No annual fee like a .com or .net or .org website. The one-time payment, and it's on the blockchain, so you can mint it for free on the Polygon network. Do I have your attention? $5, $10, $15, Black Friday coming up. If not, it might have already started, but I'd be paying attention this month. To get one, if you don't already, $10, $15, it's a lifetime. Once you have it, you guys understand how technology works? Just think back in 1960. You had to have 8-foot high computer boxes running on tape for just 50 megabytes. Okay? Fast forward to 1980s, where you would have floppy disk, 5.5, what were they? 5.5 by 5.5 inches or something like that. 5 by 3, 5 inches by 3 inches. Slide those in. Now you had 150, 250 megabytes. Then you fast forward to the late 90s. All of a sudden, none of that. A round disk, 500 megabytes. Going to the 2000s, 1 gigabyte. Then all of a sudden, they're like, oh, forget that. Thumb drives are 1 gigabyte. USB ports, thumb drives go in 1 gigabyte. Now we go to terabytes, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 terabytes on a hard drive in a laptop. This is what's going to happen with this because you're on the blockchain. You can already put video, create a website using your .crypto, .nft, .x, .bitcoin wallet, whatever other extensions they have. So can you imagine that could be a pathway to build wealth later? Not now, but at least you don't have to pay an annual fee. But the only thing you got to pay attention to is where your wallet is for life. Because I've already made the mistake. I have either 30 Bitcoin or I have, it was either 3 cents or 30 cents when I bought Bitcoin, and I bought $10 worth. All right. So whatever those numbers are, that's how much in Bitcoins I lost because it was in the late, I think it was 2009, 2010, somewhere in there. I can't remember, but it was when they had Black Friday for Bitcoin. They blocked us from being able to use our credit cards and debit cards. So the guys go, oh, hey, use this Bitcoin. Just send it to the online poker room. Well, the online poker room, it couldn't figure out how to accept it at the time. So I was like, forget this. So wallet and all that, who cares? I don't know. It wasn't a wallet at the time. It was just some alphanumeric characters and something else. And I thought I had an email. But guess what happens with emails? You know what happens when you don't use them after so much time? Yeah. These guys, you lose them. So I paid somebody using PayPal. So I said, oh, I'll just go back and look through my PayPal. Oh, PayPal. Oh, I'm sorry. We changed. We don't have information back from 2006, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, I'm one of the people that have whatever, $10 worth of Bitcoin from 2009 or 8 or 10, whenever it was, where it was 3 cents or 30 cents. Because I didn't care about the price. All I know it was $10 and all I saw was 0.3 or 0.03. I didn't pay attention because I was like, I need $10 worth because I need to test and see if I can send it to the poker room. Can you imagine if the poker room would have accepted it? Can you imagine? I would have had crypto from 15 years ago, Bitcoin, that is, and it would have been sitting somewhere, which is crazy. And there would have been more because I would have uploaded more after it went through, but it didn't go through. So the rest is history. Lost money. We are making money in here. That's right. Now, you guys, I did put in the unstoppable domain, right? Let me go. Oh, I didn't. Or did I? Yes, I did. Okay. The reason I did that is so that way you can be anywhere in the world and get money. All right. Going to your wallet. Doesn't have to go to it, wherever you designate it to go. All right. Beautiful thing, right? On one side, it says stop struggling now.crypto. People know it says stop struggling now.crypto. So then the only thing is, how are they going to figure out where the transaction went on the blockchain? Just saying. Got to do what the big boys do. We are making money in here, ladies and gentlemen. You need to protect it. All right. Okay, let's go. How did you like those emails? I didn't look at them, man. I didn't look at them. In fact, I was feeling under the weather yesterday. I couldn't even really talk. My throat's messed up. That's why I have to drink some of this today. I'm not going to be on too long either because of it. I'm looking after hours on the futures, and it's negative 53 on the Dow, negative $12 on the S&P futures, NASDAQ futures, negative 82.75. Slightly lower after AI trade recovers from pullback. We knew that was going to happen. But again, I'm like Michael Burry. You have to look at the numbers with regard to AI. Again, in fact, let me just Google this real quick. Yeah. How much has been invested in AI by stock companies and versus how much revenue? And it's small, ladies and gentlemen, compared. Let's see what AI says. I mean, Google says. Here it is. Global corporate investment in AI reached 252 billion in 2024. Generative AI attracting a significant portion of this. While the market is experiencing rapid growth, revenue is currently much lower. The one estimate putting the AI app sector at only 4.5 billion in 2024. Do you understand this is overpriced? If you were looking at a company and they said, "Hey man, we spent $250 billion and our revenue is only 4.5 billion." You'd be like, "Why are we doing this? Have you lost your freaking mind right now?" you, are you We're going to spend 250 billion so we can get 4.5 billion in revenue, not even profit. This is an L of epic proportions. We have took an L of $245 billion. Are you serious right now? Who in their right mind would invest in this? Michael Burry and the rest say, "Hey man, this is going to flop down." And I have to agree with them because by the mere fact they're spending all this, it's a self-generation. These same companies are investing in each other. They're buying CoreWeave. NVIDIA buys CoreWeave. CoreWeave uses NVIDIA products, which boost up NVIDIA price. Then that it boosts up CoreWeave's price because they're associated. AMD makes deals with Intel and other companies, and they do AI. And so AI gets their prices boost up because they have chips that other AI companies buy. So the whole thing is being propped up with revenues of 4.5 billion. This is 2024. So this is easy to see why there is a bubble clearly by the numbers. But that doesn't mean we haven't enjoyed the ride. Hey, $40 for Nvidia just a couple of years ago went up to $200. Yes, it dropped under 200 to 195. But earlier this year it was at 90. So you had another opportunity. So you could have doubled your money this year. So you had opportunities. Take the ride. And by the way, I cashed out. Yes, I cashed out everything except Bitcoin, Ethereum. Bought some more. And good thing I cashed out more than the 103 level that it is right now. So I was happy to buy back in. But the rest, the Yieldmax ETFs, I think, wait, I think I I think I got them all. Yeah, none. None. CONY, gone. Uh I had another one too. I had two remaining because they hit my profit numbers. So the stopped it, took the profit, sold all. Um, Coney, and I think I can't remember the other one, but nonetheless, this is what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. Americans need help. In fact, I'm going to tell you guys one other thing. Mm, um, let's go look this up. You know what I just put in? Something that is crazy. Um, something that is crazy. US losing 51,000 jobs per month. Total jobs through September 2025, private sector employees announced a total of 950,000 job cuts for the entire year. So um, we're going to be over 1 million job cuts. Uh, just so everybody understands easily. And then when you have a job, is it livable wage? Americans need help out here, ladies and gentlemen. This is why I started the channel, by the way. Emails coming in, 3 buildings, A, B, and C. They still have outside spiral steps. I'm in building E. Okay, so when you come in the complex, where's building E? Is that the one by the pool? Or no, that had the spiral stairs, right? They all did. So where's building E now? Is it up front closest to the street or in the back? But either way, I mean, the building doesn't matter. Again, north and south does matter greatly, quite frankly. Biznessa, another investor is here, known as the seamless genius in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. And she brings the tagline, "Hey, boss and SSN fam, happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to you. I know you always have something brewing. What I want to know about is, remember that cold project you were working on? That's the hint. Hopefully you remember. Whatever happened with the cold project? And the other project, is it still rocking and rolling that you discussed? Because I haven't even looked into that any further. Oh no, MDA 0215, welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. And he brings the tagline. Skrelly been short quantum for a while. He been killing it. I know. Okay. There's one thing about Skrelly. I'll give him credit for this. The dude made money from investing. So he knows about investing. Just because he's an asshole, but he still knows about investing. I'm not going to blame him for this, because the numbers show that you should be shorting the market. The only reason the market it's scary is because the Federal Reserve, check this out, ladies and gentlemen. Federal Reserve, how much have they pumped into the markets this year? I'll use this year. It's out of control. They are actually helping. So here it is. Okay, look at this. 5 days leading up to November 4th, the Fed injected a total of $125 billion. Can you believe this? Do you understand Fed injection means they're buying stocks? So when you see stocks rising, you're sitting there like, why is it right? These guys have a desk sitting at the stock exchanges. They are the market movers, or some of the market movers. 125 billion, ladies and gentlemen. Ease funding stress on the banking system, as they call it. Funding stress. Borrowing stress, really? How about no funds available to borrow? Like, this is insane right now. This is why the stock market went. Whoa, hold up, man. What's happening? I can't blame him. All the numbers make sense to short the market. This is why I keep my eye on VIX, VIXY, as a stock symbol. Because if this thing starts going down, you guys know I'm the guy that sits there and enters, or you can enter short positions from the get-go. So if you're shorting that some of these AI stocks are going to fail, the odds are $253 billion they've spent in 2024 with revenues of 4.5 billion. Like I said, who in their right mind would co-sign for this? This would be just like the equivalent of somebody saying, hey man, we're going to spend $250,000 on something, but our revenues are only 4,500. You would look at them like, have you lost your freaking mind right now? Revenues, not even profit? You'd be like, we're negative 255,000. Or sorry, 245,000. What do you, we're not doing this again, is what you would say. And then if you said, we're the board members, we're going to double down, we're going to keep going. And whoever's running the company would be like, over my dead body. So the only reason it can happen this way is because if you're the company that receives paper, you're the company where people are buying your stocks. This is why Americans need help, because they are going to get hurt eventually. And Burry's shorting the market. Warren Buffett is has billions on the sideline. That's all the guys that are doing that always do big time money. They are literally sidelined or shorting. There's some people that still do long, but they are taking long on because the AI market still keeps propping up a lot of things. But it's not gonna be. I have to agree that shorting the market, if you are adept at being able to do that, is not a bad idea. Wow, the coal project is on the back burner. I'm still rocking easy with the 8% weekly, loving it. Hey, the coal project doesn't even have to come online because 32% a month. I mean, come on. That's crazy. I'm glad to hear this. They're still paying out. That's a high number. I mean, geez. Building E is in the back. It's not only about temperature, but a far ocean view, only available on the north side. I question if you can see the ocean from there. Can you really see the ocean from the buildings on the north side? Are they really that high? Are they high enough? I mean, it does slope. If you're at the beach, you do walk uphill to La Bruja. This is true. Once you get up to La Bruja, it levels off. You go around the turn. I don't see how it got a lot higher back there. I just don't see that. But if you can see, that is a major, 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 major rental situation that people love. Only available, man. Then that's like a oh no, man. You giving up Ocean View? Ooh, ooh, jeez, man, that's rough. He's literally teaching on his YouTube every day, doing deep analysis, look at patents, reading financials, listening to earning calls, showing his MDA0214. Like I said, I'm not questioning his ability because the dude is a multi-millionaire based on investing. And he was very young, still is. He was very young doing this. So the dude has skills. This is one of the reasons why it was hard. It's hard for me because I'm like, he had money and he was effing over people and people had to die for what? And he's smirking, laughing, and I'm like, hold up, man. What do you mean it's okay? No, nobody's gonna be able to afford a pill for 30 days that's $400. And then all of a sudden you say, oh well, it's 20 grand now. No insurance company is gonna pay 20 grand or 15 or 10. So in other words, you're not getting your life-saving pill. F your immune system. You ain't getting the pill. F it. Go find some other pill then. He bought it, the company. Him and his group bought the company so they can make a profit. But it is on the backs of lives of people. And since he had money, why did he have to sit there and go, I'm going to raise it 5,000%? He could have just said, you know what? I'm going to raise it $5, $10, whatever, double it damn near and call it a day. But no, he says, I'm going to $750 for a pill that costs $13.50. Yeah, there's outrage for what it was. It wasn't a lollipop. So yeah, I I see why you're looking because the dude is smart in that. I mean, he can handle. It is unbelievable at this point. I'm using house money. Yeah, that is the best thing right there. I'm gonna have to look into this further. I have not because I've been very very busy doing lots of other things, getting back in the flow with making multiple videos, which I did not make any for yesterday or today. Again, I was ill, so I said, you know what? I don't have to do anything really. So let me get my honey, get my vitamin D3s, my K3s, my lemons, teas, and see if my body's working like it should. So I should be done with this over by tomorrow. And luckily, by tomorrow happened, and now you guys can hear me talk. But I'm not 100. I still have a little something, but hey, once I get another good night's sleep, put some of these nice little chemicals inside, I should wake up and be fine. All right. Health is wealth, ladies and gentlemen. I suggest you get on it. Sugars, stop. Try to eliminate as much as you can. Stevia, okay. Plant-based, doesn't mess with your Glucose levels bouncing all over the place. All right. I was just checking in, boss. Hope you feel better. Thank you so much. Very happy to hear you're checking in and giving us the update. The 8% weekly is still kicking ass. I love this. We might have to have a chat, might have to get a little more involved. I'm not involved. Missing out on the 8% per week. Yes. And by the way, since you're here, wasn't there no requirement on amount put in? In fact, why don't you just tell me, did it cost anything to join? And then after that, is there any requirement on the amount you put in? Because 30% per month, that works on any level. That's all. That's scary to me. I it's so scary. I mean, over 360% a year. That's scary. That is unbelievable numbers. That's like a Ponzi scheme type numbers. So minimum 100. Oh my God. That is crazy. That puts it in the ballpark of everybody. Let me see something. You know what? I have something here. Let me see. I think I have it, right? I think I have it copied from an email. Cuz I did No, I don't have it. Um oh man, it was it your last name? I'm looking for the email cuz I forwarded. Ugh, or was it your first name? Let me go see. I forwarded it to post retirement travel, but it's not coming up. So it's not your first name, not your last. I just put in the first three letters. I put in the first three letters. So that means I know I had. Oh well, next time I'll do it. Next time I'll do it. Okay. Okay, here we go. For me, it looks like Caboose is starting two more projects, Caboose Blah and Caboose Boulevard, just to have sources to finish Blue Marlin. Exactly. That's what they all do. That's what they all do, man. I'm sorry to hear this. Jeez, we got to put them on the radar then because, yeah, they're doing what Noval does, except Noval's different. And they're doing what everybody does, unfortunately. These guys are underfunded for their projects, doing what most people would do, right? You're a startup. You would say, hey, give me the down payment, pre construction. This helps us build the project. Well, see, what happens is if you have a slowdown in sales, now all of a sudden, you don't have the monies. Speaking of that, you know what is even crazier? Nobody has seen my Larimar Resorts that's on the live stream. Um, I couldn't believe what I was reading. I wish I can find this, but I unfortunately I can't. Here it is. Oh, this is that girl. She promotes it. This is crazy right here. I could not believe what I was seeing. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. She's a broker. I'm not showing love like that. Can you guys believe that they got a loan for $15.5 million or something like that? So all these buildings that they got that they are doing sales on, they had to go get a loan for $15 million. Can you guys believe this? I was like, is this for real right now? So what the heck is going on because they're on the Spanish stock exchange? So I'm sitting there like, this is crazy. I wish I had it. So what I did was, hold on, I'm going to pull this up because this is incredible. When this popped up, I was like in shock. Really, I was just like, you got to be kidding me. These guys have been selling this place since 2022, and they need 15 million for what? That's not going to be enough for hardly anything, quite frankly. Um, Not at all. Let me go see. Robert Cavado. How do you spell it? Cavado. Roberto Cavado. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? This is again, ladies and gentlemen, people are in trouble all over the place. When you have a disruption, oh my, this is not what is going on here? Oh, hold on a second. I'm going to pull this up, but we got to talk about it. Americans need help. So we started with findhelp.org. We started with, oh, it is that Roberto Cavado. How come Roberto Cavado? Why isn't this coming up? I'm kind of confused. HT Roberto Cavado. Cavada. Oh, I put an O. Okay. That's why. Okay, there we go. Um, so first up, findhelp.org. That put in your zip code, you can get some help. Second up, um, we talk about after findhelp.org, what do we unstoppable domain was the other one. After that, the unstoppable domain, we go debt resolution. This is mandatory. Debt resolution. Okay? That is mandatory. Go see, hit an email, tracy.sharpe with an E at the end at moneyladder.com. You guys know I put it in the chat room every time. You want to get your credit straight without filing bankruptcy, without doing debt collections, without anything else, then you need to see her. Okay? Hit her up by email. Let her know you're from SSN Nation. All right? What's happening here? I'm having like a slow roll tonight. All right. Check this out. There we go. Here we go. Okay. 100 to join, that makes it more reasonable. Because quite frankly, if somebody got, what is that? 38%. If somebody got $8 every week, is that what you're saying right now? $8 every week is $32. In 3 months, you have your money back. That's incredible to me. But again, it's scary because it's Ponzi. For me, it looks like Kaput is starting 2 more projects. Yeah, exactly. They're using, this is the same thing that I said about Noval, why they have projects that they promote, like the Reef at Las Terranas, not built, but they already sold it out and people paid 80% down. They've had that money so they can build the one they're building now, Atlantid River Island. And then they come up with Poseidonia that they're supposed to have at 2028, and 2028 is almost 2.5 years from now. And so they have that money that they're using to also help pay, which is now going to be for the Reef in Las Terranas and also for the Atlantid and River Island, even though they have people that have gave them 80% there. You know, the reason why this never works outright is because the cost goes up for materials every year. So what it was 2.5 or 3 years ago is almost double now. So that delay means your profits have shrunk. So it's very, very simple. Well, we got to put them on the no-go list now. Blue Marlins off the list. Kaputs, the developers off the list. No matter how good they talk in person, it's the same old BS. Same old. Stay away. Yep. Now I wish I had something else. Insurance companies did cover it. Every company raised prices. They even raised the price on EpiPens. Oh, that's another thing. The EpiPens. No, they didn't cover it. Who told you that? What are you saying? In fact, you do know why he had to pay $64 million, right? I mean, come on. Uh, mm. No, insurance companies do not cover Smart and Skrilley's price hike for Darapin. While insurers would have been forced to pay the high price set by Skrilley's company, the cost was not covered because Skrilley was convicted of securities fraud, and the legal system eventually found him liable for the actions of his companies. While the court did order Shkreli to pay 64.6 million in disgorgement, this was not a form of insurance coverage. Again, you got the wrong info. Again, the dude did the unthinkable. People that are dying, he says, and so they can't get insurance. They get to die. They have immune systems walking outside, staying in their house. They could die from some infection they catch, just like I had the infection or whatever I caught 2 days ago. It would not have subsided, and then I could die from it because my immune system is damaged. So this ain't no simple little, oh well, you can miss it. This isn't some blood pressure pill or heart medication pill that you can miss one day. This is based on anything can happen to people that have an immune system problem, which are AIDS patients, cancer patients, children, patients, adults, elder. There's a bunch of people that have a problem with immune systems. I myself, when I was a kid, had the same issues. Whenever I could walk around outside, and just from the environment, all of a sudden, my skin starts uh, coming like blistering. My bronchial tubes start contracting, so now I can't breathe. Similar to when a person has a food allergy, and all of a sudden, things start happening, and their face starts blowing up, or their body starts convulsions, doing some things. Um, well, think about when somebody gets sick from a cold or a flu, and then that cold or flu, your immune system isn't fighting against it. Your marrow um, can't produce enough white blood cells to fight. So now that's where they go. Their white blood cells can't work. So that's what those pills were for. So that's why I can't rock with this at all. I told you before, he might be good at what he's doing, but I ain't rocking with that dude on any day, no Sunday, no time. I didn't put any more money in. There's just collecting. Yeah, right now what you're saying is if you put in $100, does that not see 8% is $8 and something, right? It's $8 basically. $8. So you keep it in, you get 8% of 108, or you take it out and take the $8. But every week it's $32 a month. I mean, that is pretty good. So, what I would recommend to most people, now I have to get in, obviously. Now I'll look for your link in the email. Once I get out, you do 100. 3 months later, you have $96. After that, you can free roll and just go and then start figuring out how you want to take the money out. I like it. Okay, let's go see. Boss, I work with a day trader who trades gold Monday through Fridays. The 8% money is a side gig. Nice. Nice. So you're doing day trading too? Awesome. Oh, the 8% is like you're not even working for it. That's what we love. All right. Tracy's in the chat down below in the chat room. Tracy.sharpe with an E at the end of sharp at moneyladder.com. Hit her up with an email. Let her know Eric Familia told you to go over there and get my debt lower, so I don't have to file bankruptcy, so I don't have debt collectors calling. And now we have talked to the debt collectors and got it straight for what we're going to owe. And after that, the agreement is you show I have paid on time. But it's going to take 1 year to 2 years, ladies and gentlemen. Get started now because you got 1 year and 2 months left. before Armageddon catches you. All right, here it is. Stock market, post-retirement travels in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. And another investor's here, Mr. Worldwide too. Stock market is still on fuego. I backed up the truck today and loaded up 100 more shares of QQQ just trying to be like you guys. I can't blame you, man. I can't blame you. This little roller coaster, it's a self-funding mechanism, and the Federal Reserve is sitting there. Did you hear what I was saying? These guys, the Federal Reserve is off the charts with how much money they have put in the stock market in the last week to help them stay afloat, come back up, which is their job, right? A lot of people forget that. But I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much for being in the house. All right, let's go. I tell anyone, enter at your own risk, no guarantees, period. Exactly. I look at anything like this as a Ponzi scheme. I'm just going to say it. So what I would do is I would definitely, whatever money you put in, you get your money back in 3 months and a week. Let's just call it 4 weeks. I mean, sorry, not 4 weeks. 10 weeks. So get your money back in 10 weeks. So you have two options. Either leave the money in there and earn 8% on the higher amount, or just take out $8 every month, which you're going to use as crypto. So that means the $8 is going to be less than that, because if you do transactions in crypto, there's gas fees. So it might be $7 or $7.50, whatever. But the fact of the matter is, or you can leave it in there and earn 8% on the total amount. And then at the end of 3 months, take 100 plus out if you want. Just saying. But it's hard to be not greedy. So why only put in 100? That's where it goes, right? I'm like, you wasted 4 months getting the 8% a week when you could have put in 500 and getting 8% per week. Just saying. I mean, it's like, those are the choices. Okay, let's go. EV Play says we have visited Villa Ronia project next to Jardine for other guy. Yeah, that's in that new section that they've gentrified. It looks great. 2-bedroom for $70K, but they're asking for $15K more because material cost, or they will refund whole down payment. Okay, you lost me on this. So he got a 2-bedroom for $70K. They're asking $15K more because material costs. Oh, okay. If you don't want it, that's nice. That's what I'm talking about. That's rare, but that's nice. Or they will refund whole down payment. That's cool. A person has a choice, as it should be. That's how you're supposed to do business. If you tell somebody it's $70K and then you come up later, hey man, it's going to cost you $15K more, it's going to be $85K, and you say, well, I can't pay it, at least you have an option of, here's your money back, here's your $70K back, see you later. That would be a better option. That would be handling business appropriately. But this BS about, we're not delivering on time and see you 2 or 3 years from now and it's okay and you get no compensation is whack. Again, this is why I can't do business there, because I'm not the guy that can just hold my temper down. I can hold my temper down for a moment, but when you make it a habit and everybody's doing that same habit, now my fuse is a little shorter. So any IOUs, they would have to be reckoned with if they're substantial. So, like I said, I did offers because really I didn't want to go across a line. So I got offers on some things. Some things got paid, some things didn't. I had to leave half on a table or more. So I didn't get, but at least I got something kind of BS. Larimar never got my refund. It's still out there. It's somewhere between 17 to 20 grand. Now I find out these guys need loans. I'm like, this is insane. I was like, what? Oh, wait, hold on. I got to go look at something. Just a second. Just a second, ladies and gentlemen. Check this out. Let's see. I'm going to pull this up. Let me see what happens. Okay. Here it is. Let me hold on. Let me get this up on screen. Here we go. Dad, who's business? Again, I got to point out. I'm gonna have this link. In fact, I'm gonna use your link. Sign up Friday. I'll probably present a link myself. But again, I'm only gonna put 100 in just to test the waters. Uh, this right here is the main thing. Enter at your own risk because it doesn't make sense. It's like a Ponzi-esque situation. I'm going to be on vacay soon. This is my birthday month. Okay, happy birthday. Exactly. Get your money out in 3 months, then play with house money, period. Exactly. That's what I would do too. Um, Highly recommended. I like this. It's beautiful. All right, check this out, ladies and gentlemen. Here's Larimar. In fact, this is going to be in video 3 because this is not good. This is the same company that said, I want you to give us money, 3 grand, I think it was, to ensure that you're going to. I don't know what I don't know what I was insuring because I'm like, you're supposed to build this. Why am I getting insurance? You're not building it? I'm like, what? That's when I was like, wait, something's not adding up here. Who does this? I sign again. Unless I'm missing something, let me know, guys. Maybe I'm the one missing something. If I have a contract and I'm supposed to pay you, uh, let's say 1,300 a month, 12. Actually, I think it was 1,250, but I did a 3 month thing or something. But let's say I'm supposed to pay you 1,250 a month, and that's our contract that you're going to deliver me something in September of 2025. Why am I giving you $3,000 to get insurance to ensure you not building it? I don't understand. Do I have something to worry about or what? Why am I? That doesn't even make sense. And then when I look at the insurance paperwork, like I said, it helps them, not me. Doesn't say in the insurance paperwork that I get a refund back for all the money that I put in. No, no, no. I'm like, hold up. But anyhow, you guys can see this right here. Closes financing. And look, this is February 2nd, 2025. And this is exactly what it looks like using panels. These 3 levels right here are underground, as you guys can see, right? This looks to be, it's as underground. There's no way you should be in a unit and half of it is below grade. So I'm assuming this is the first floor here, which is an assumption I don't even want to make because this is a tweener. This is a tweener. So if anybody saw the video, I don't know what these guys are doing. I really, really don't. I have no clue. Um, Horizon is supposed to be over here, next door or back here. Is it? I don't know where it is. Maybe it's back here. Yeah, Verizon should be back here. No, no, no. Wait a minute. I'm off altogether. I'm off altogether. Horizon should be. Wait a minute. Okay, these two are in the back. Horizon should be over here. Horizon should be on the other side. Because number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, Breeze Towers is across the way. Yeah, that makes more sense. Okay. All right. Anyhow, you guys can see it right here. Claire HP announced the approval of a 15 million line of credit. Line of credit intended to boost the construction project of more than 8,000 homes. What? What 8,000 homes? What? You're going to need more than 15 million. This step reaffirms the market's confidence in Claire HP and in the transformative. Okay, this is all BS right here, man. Stop. What confidence? These dudes said that they were going to build stuff in 2022 in 2025 first phase. I don't know where you're getting confidence from. I'm not. Check this out. The company reported that Mercantile Banco, based in Panama, ladies and gentlemen, really, approved the development of phases 1 and 2 of housing at Larimar City Resort Complex. This reinforces the financial system's confidence, really. It also indicates that in parallel, Claire HP has initiated, get this, ladies and gentlemen, they're selling bonds. You know who I told this to? Mo. I told him, I said, hey, man, they're on the stock market. If they ever need money, all they got to do is sell bonds. Here we go. 75 million bond program on the Panama Stock Exchange. This will allow the company to diversify its funding sources and optimize its capital structure. And by the way, you know that you have to pay interest on bonds, ladies and gentlemen? Just like a bond in America is what, 4.1 or 4% annually. So you get interest payments until the bond expires in some cases. They are doing 75 million in bonds, and I bet you it's not no 2%, 3%, 4% either. That's incredible. So now they have an IOU every month from bonds, and notice it's on the Panama Stock Exchange, Latinx, which is what? Are we serious? It's not on the New York. It's not on the London. It's not on the Spain. It's on the Panama Stock Exchange, really? So you can launder money from somebody? I mean, this is insane right now. This is scary. I didn't even read this. This is not instilling any confidence in me. So that means they have their company on the Panama Stock Exchange. Let's see if we can get some info. But the specific amount or current price of issued bonds is not publicly available in the search results. Are you kidding me with this right now? Are you kidding me with this? How the F is this not public? Okay, but just to give you guys an idea, bonds in, for instance, Panama bonds, 7.5% through 2031. That's right. Oh, I should have mentioned this. You know, outside of America, that's why a lot of wealthy people make investments outside the US, because you can get 7.5%. At one time in the 80s, I think it was, I had a bank account in Australia. I think it was 14%, something like that, 12%. It was crazy. That was your savings account. That's right. You heard me. In Panama right now, 7.5% is what they're giving for bonds with the 6-year maturity date. They also are giving 8.87% up into for 2-year bonds. Do you know why bond rates are higher? Because the country has a lower rating. So the fact that Claire HP are putting bonds in Panama raises my eyebrow, because how much, they're not saying, it's not public. They're not saying how much their bond interest is. So I'm assuming it has to be what, 7%? Just to even make it look. Can you believe they have Panama bonds 6.8% up until 2054? Jesus Christ, 20-year bonds at 6.8%. A lot of Americans do this. People around the world, they're glad to take 6-7%, 7.5%, 8.8%. You see how this works? But they're not giving out their information. But I have to assume it has to be in that realm. So if somebody has 75, you guys can do the numbers. This is no joke. 75, doesn't that mean it's around 5 million a year in interest? I think so. 75 million times, I have to assume it's 7.5% or higher, right? Otherwise, nobody, and it's on Panama Stock Exchange, so it has to be. Yeah, that's 5.625 in interest a year to borrow that money or have the bonds, if you sell all of them, which now, like I said, that could lead to money laundering scenarios. So they have 75 million in bonds, 15 million line of credit. And a line of credit is still an IOU. Their line of credit, though, could be interest only, but I doubt it because they're not getting money from the United States, which is weird. And they can't use the land as collateral. So what are they using as collateral? Interesting. There's nothing built. So they can't. That's interesting. All right. Right. Let me know what you guys think. You have a lot of investors in the house. Let me know what you guys think. All right. Eric. Okay. So technically, you're still under contract with Larimar, correct? Yes. Meaning they are still on the hook to deliver your unit, correct? Yes. Yes. You're right. Yeah. But I do know a few people aren't sending their money in, like me. So now what's happening? At Businessa, hello, just keep playing with house money. Do the automatic interest reinvesting. Exactly. Exactly. I agree with that 110%. On the other hand, on the other end, I was at Connor Rock. I have a spot in Universe. It's amazing, but my building B will not be ready at December this year. Star is also not finished. Are you kidding me? I thought Star was finished. Somehow, I was always skeptical about Star being finished because it's down there by Galaxy. Universe, I haven't even heard about. So, hey, look at this, 8 years. Sheesh. Coming up, man, what a ride. Oh, man, what a ride. EV Place, what's left for Star? It should only be the last two buildings, correct? Because the first four buildings toward the front are already completed. Well, that's good to hear. PRT, I was passing by the first Star building next to hotel, not sure about other buildings. I was focused on Universe. All right. Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. So we have the first three things: your debt getting consolidated, your findhelp.org for any help you need. And there were people, millions of people out with the food banks this past weekend. November 1st, people weren't getting their SNAP or food stamps or whatever you want to call them, their EBT, whatever. They weren't getting them. Federal workers not getting paychecks. TSA not getting paychecks. Getting furloughed, not getting paychecks. 80% of the population lives paycheck to paycheck. So wouldn't the government go, well, if 80% of the population is living paycheck to paycheck, shouldn't we do something about this? They doubled down on, we're not doing nothing about it. In fact, we're taking away the food programs, food assistance, and we're taking away health care. That's our goal. I'm like, yeah, but now you're going to have 80% are living paycheck to paycheck. You want to jump it to 90 because people now don't have medical? We're talking about 15 million, 20 million people. And people getting thrown out of nursing homes because they don't have Medicaid coverage or Medicare, and hospitals closing. So now you have high paying jobs, nurses, doctors, and the supply companies and all that. Oof. And that whole industry, just like the transportation industry, getting wiped. Pff, millions of people that have businesses that have livable wage jobs are. Pff, this is crazy. This is insane. All right. That's why you guys need to pay attention, because as things go on around in America, you're going to need wealth. There's no way around it. Are you guys investing? Do you guys go get some? Come on now. Tell me you guys bought some crypto at 101, 102. Come on now. Come on. You guys have seen this play out over the last 10 years. You know good and well when it goes down and drops all of a sudden down to something crazy, 99,000. That is it could go to 85. But the fact of the matter is, you should be paying attention. This is what usually happens before a bull run. But unfortunately, I'm seeing crypto mirroring the stock market. Stock market goes down, crypto goes down. That's not good. Stock market goes down, crypto goes down, gold and silver goes down. They're tied to this is not good. That means you cannot find a safe haven. So then what do? You do what post-retirement travel says. He says, I'm backing up the truck for the QQQ because the stock market is the one that's being manipulated along with the others. But the stock market rises more rapidly than the others and faster. All right, so I got to get these guys off. Here we go. Infinity pool at the beach club is under renovation. You talking about the Canna Bay? It was a nice. I mean, it was just weird how they set it up from the get, but it was nice. I didn't see a problem. There's rarely a lot of people out there. And why would there be? You have to pay $30, $35 to go in there. So why would there ever be a lot of people there? That doesn't even make any sense. When I can just go to any beach and have a beach club. I mean, it makes no sense. And owners, I don't even think get to come in for free. And never mind the owners. A lot of people aren't living there. Renters don't get to come in for free to the beach club and go to the beach. It's crazy. What type of marketing is that? Crazy. All right, enough. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Those are the first things you're going to need. Americans need help. Where are you going to get that help from? Um, a lot of Americans need help with no credit check, no qualifying. When things go bad, you find land. Land is cheap. You can find land on site at websites that people are willing to let you, no credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry. The housing market still hasn't crumbled like it should have yet. It's been 3 years and it hasn't crumbled. Keeping that afloat has been masterful by this government, our government, over the last 3, 4 years. That should have already crashed and burned. But you know what they did? They said, oh, we'll let you have a 5 something score, a 600, a 620, and get a loan for a house. That's where this goes, right? They're going to let 550 have a house, 525 have a house. This is going to be just like in the early 2000s in order to keep propping it up because those contracts are worth the weight in gold. And if those contracts go down in value, you are effed. And those contracts I'm referring to is a person signs a contract for $500,000 house, and then the next thing you know, it's $400,000, $350,000. The people say, "I'll just walk away. I'm not going to pay this price when home is only $350." That's what happened before. There is a house right now around the corner. I couldn't believe this. Under what circumstance? Las Vegas, nice neighborhood, upscale luxury. You guys know that's what we talk about. 1,900 square feet. Two-bedroom, a den, an office, a pool, a barbecue. How much do you think it is in upscale luxury location? I'll give you guys a few minutes because this is crazy. Been hearing rumors about the age for Social Security to go up to 69 or 70 years old. What a disgrace. Don't count on it, team. Go and create your own passive income in trading. Yes, it's going up, man. It's going up because nobody wants to fund the Bernie Sanders plan, which would have funded Social Security. But that means you have to, you know what, tax the rich and corporations higher than what they've been since 1980. Again, I would not be mad if we go back to 1950, 60, 70 structure when the middle class was thriving. So when people say that the businesses are going to charge more money and yada, 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 I'm like, well, then what happened in the 50s, 60s, and 70s? When a guy could make $4 an hour in 1959 and his wife didn't have to work, has 2 kids, has a house, a car. and didn't get the car on loan either. So, what are we talking about here? That didn't happen. The rich people scare poor people and say, "Oh, we're going to charge you more." I'm like, "Good luck with that. We live in a capitalist system. I don't have to buy your crap. What are you talking about? You're going to charge more. How about you don't get any money, period, if you charge more?" It's a capitalist system, so they couldn't charge more back then. Now we have a consolidation of corporations, but nonetheless, all I'm trying to say is, why are people scared? You need police, you need fire, you need good infrastructure, you need neighborhoods, plumbing, water, sewer, garbage. Yeah, I mean, come on. This is absurd. Absurd. And so if yes, you will. Already people are 80 years old, 75 years old working because remember, people retired 20 years ago. Remember? I mean, we're talking 2020, 2000, 2005, right? The money that they had retired on and put away, there's no way they planned for this. There's no way they planned for their property taxes to be from $800 a month to $5,000. There's no way they predicted that their healthcare costs would be thousands per year, co-pays or whatever. They're not thinking nothing about that. They didn't think their insurance cost on their cars, their houses, and everything was going to be, instead of being $50 a month, is now $400 a month. You understand? You're in line for this too, ladies and gentlemen. We just spent $1 trillion in less than a year, adding to the deficit. It officially is at 38 million, and we haven't even done anything yet. We haven't even. If the big beautiful bill passes, that's going to add $4 trillion to the deficit over the next 5 years. You're going to be in the 42 millions in 2032. Do you think that? Good luck. You better listen to what post-retirement travel is saying. And the age is going to move up too, because Social Security is unsustainable. So the only way they can make it last longer is by changing the age and hoping people die before they're 69, 70 years old, which a large percent of the population does. So it never gets paid out. 62 is not, a lot of people are living past 62 now. So they're like, hold on, let's move this up to 67, 69, 70. And I predict, depending on there's only one party that's going to do this. Let's just get straight. The GOP party, in if they're in control of House and Senate, this is what's going to happen. It's that simple. And you're going to lose your health care too. So it's that simple. I mean, this is bad. EV 500 already. Damn. It cost me 300 2 years ago when I got mine. Good thing it's only a one-time charge. You get unlimited access to the beach club. Yeah. Post-retirement travel, I don't think it's going to be a one-time charge. The DR is not like that, man. I don't see how that's going to happen. I don't see how that's going to happen. I really don't. They're not truthful over there, man. But I will say this. If somehow they hold up this one-time payment of $500 or $300 and let your family go in, I'm down with that. But the problem is, if you don't live there, that's pointless. I mean, 300 so small, yes, pay that. So when I go, it's cool. But now if I rent it out, my renters they have to pay $35 per person. If I have a 2-bedroom, I'm expecting 4 people. So they want to go to the beach club today, tomorrow, or 2 days, or 3 times a day. That's crazy. That's $300 and $400. That's insane to get access to the beach at the same time. I'm not down with that. That's just insane. What's your favorite undervalued growth stock? I don't have one. In fact, speaking of that, I was looking today because something came up on CNBC, and I said, dang, it came up asking about the same thing. Or they said we have some growth stocks. And I was sitting there like, you know what? What would be a good growth stock? I don't know, quite frankly. The only ones anybody can say for sure is AI, right? That's the only ones. And that's only going to be a temporary thing because we know the street, the financiers said NVIDIA is going to 300. I don't know how. They don't have the revenues, but I don't know how. But that's what they're saying. They said it would go to 200. It did hit 200. It went to 204, 205. Now it's at 195. But the fact is, it's hovering around 200. Growth stock, I don't have one, unfortunately, MDA, because I'm out. Okay, I'm out. Like I said, I only have some Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I might have, no. I don't even have JEPQ at 11.3%. I don't even have that because they're a bank. I mean, they're an ETF fund, but I have my things about this bank. So unfortunately, man, if you have one, let us know. Eric, or move overseas. It's impossible to live in USA with just Social Security income unless you want to do camping forever, live in the woods. That's the only way. You got that exactly right, man. There's no way. That's why overseas was 5, 6 years ago. I was telling everybody, get your stuff overseas. Whether you have property or you have a business, you need something outside of America so you can leave. So that's why I have a business outside of America. I pseudo have property, don't have property because I don't have none of the projects because remember I got in the tiff with Panorama Garden when Vistacana was talking about charging people to go to the beach clubs and charging people to go to the sports complex. And I was like, have you lost your freaking mind right now? Ain't happening. And then as it turns out, the 125,000 penthouse, you can pick up one for 185 right now. Again, once they've built it, the market, the amount of Americans and the amount of Canadians going has slowed dramatically because 85% of Canadians live paycheck to paycheck, by the way. So the Canadians that invested in 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, their projects weren't delivered on time. So now they were telling other Canadians and other friends of theirs, hey, man, what happened to that project you bought in 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021? Must be nice. Did it get delivered yet? We want to go maybe check it out. No. So that turns a lot of people off too. They're like, wait a minute, how much did you put down? They say, well, I had to give them 50, 60,000 over the last 3, 4 years. And I gave them that 2 years ago and it still ain't delivered. What? All that has something to do in the long run. Just like when me and post-retirement travel talk about Airbnb and short-term rentals. All it takes is one time for a guest to sit there and say, oh, I was effed up. This place is no good. Leave a review. That affects your rentals for the next ones and the next ones and the next ones. So when you have more than one person going, nah, man, I bought stuff. I ain't getting it delivered on time, yada, yada. Now all of a sudden you are losing sales. So by the way, speaking of that, if anybody's interested in Dominican Republic real estate, because sales have slowed down, they have discounts. They're coming. They already started. $2,000, $3,000, $300 down, no 10% down. All kind of things are going on right now because this is what happens when you F up and you find out. Because you're over there playing around, trying to steal, trying to lie, cheat, steal, do all this stuff. There's repercussions later. So now all these guys are having problems. Got to get loans. It's hilarious. AT&T's stock could be an option. I always like AT&T. I used to hold AT&T. It gives good dividends. That's correct. It used to give higher dividends. They cut back, 3 years ago? I stick with ETFs myself, SPY, VOO, QQQ, SCHD. Yeah, there's no reason not to. Those are good choices as well. I like those because the feds, by design, are trying to help the markets so the index funds work. That's why you have more upside or more winning amongst indexes. than you do among individual stocks oftentimes, but individual stocks moves. No, there are a ton of growth stocks right now. I'm putting a lot of money into Wrecker. I only hold 3 stocks besides ETFs. I never heard of Wrecker. Let's go. Let me see. Um, let's see what Google says. Um, Record Systems, Maryland, Record Recognition Systems. Usually it has a little synopsis over here on the right side, and there's not saying anything. Major institutions, financial holding companies, banks, insurance companies, mutual fund managers. So, okay, here go. We have AI these days. The highest analyst price target is $4. The lowest forecast is $2.50. The average price target represents 32.65. Hey, we like that. Current price 2.45. What does Record do? Publicly traded. They just don't want to give out. Leader, state of the art roadway intelligence systems using AI enabled computer. Oh, okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Yeah, Roadcur collects, connects, and organizes the world's mobility data, deliver revolutionary AI-driven roadway intelligence. I don't see a problem with that. With all the EV vehicles, it depends. Do they have an end? But $2.45 is pretty interesting. I like that. Do your own research, ladies and gentlemen. I like that one. Very good, MDA. Very nice, man. That has a serious upside. When we're talking about AI, that's cheaper for corporations or companies. So hopefully they license it or use it or sell it to other companies that's building the roadways. Eventually, America, you would have thought, would have had the roadways that had some sort of chips inside so you can have EV vehicles recharge while you're going down the street. That would have been nice. Or some way to recharge while you're driving. That would have been awesome. You would have thought. But who knows? Maybe down the line it'll happen. But this would be somebody that's in the head, and $2.45 is that's not a bad price. That's pretty good price right there. If I say so myself. That's cheap enough. It's $2.31 right now, by the way. It's 52-week low, so some people have made money because it was 62 cents. 52-week high, $3.42. And now it's settled at 231. Year to date, wow, 32.76%. Then, very interesting, March, it was at $2.49. And then it dropped May to $1. And April under $1. Back up to $1 in June. Hovering around $1, August 20th, $1.1510. Goes up to $1.75, 162, and then all of a sudden in October, it rides to the sunset at $3.20, and now it's back down to $2.31. So I guess it may have potential depending on who joins their party. So they have that's not bad entryway. We always like cheap entryways, ladies and gentlemen. Very nice MDA. That's I don't know if you're going to call that a growth stock, but it seems like it's on the right track to me. I kind of like AI is cool, and I like how they're inexpensive right now. Over 48%, definitely worth to do the research, especially at that price. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I agree totally with that. Yes, there we go. That's exactly what I was talking about. Go see who their contracts are with because that's going to matter greatly. That's going to matter greatly. I understand. I understand. Don't worry about the spelling things. We got the message. I agree. I'm glad you said contracts because that's a key right there. If they have contracts, that matters. That really matters. And they must have some contracts because that's the only way the stock price would pump up to over $3. Something happened. And then, of course, like anything, they got a contract, people got excited, and then, of course, it subsides. So, they're under the radar. And then all of a sudden they'll get another contract later, but we got to find out who their contracts are under. Good move, MDA. I'm glad you gave that. That's a gem to me. Anything that has to do with the future is a gem. You've decided if it's for you. And this is a great price, great entry point. Um, Great entry point, actually. I mean, it would have been better at $1, yes, but 231 is not bad. You can take small risk. I love it. All right, let's wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen. I want to get into some more things tonight because, financial help is here, but we only talked about 3 things. Other than that, we got off on a little tangent. You guys know I love real estate. And so things are going crazy. By the way, the Airbnbs, it's bad. It's bad. A lot of people are not coming. They may be delays. They may be because of what's going on right now. Maybe because of the economy situation. People are scared to spend their money because they don't know. They might be on some of these government programs. So people are canceling. They're not coming. The F1. You guys will not believe this. You won't believe this. Okay. So the place that is close. In fact, F1 drives right by the Desert Club in Las Vegas, right? The Sphere is about a 5-minute walk away. Last year, the 2-bedroom units during F1, first, it was a 4-night minimum. They were charging $1,000 per night and getting it. I charged $599. $599 means that the person's paying $680, $690 per night because of Airbnb charges. Deal, right? This year, you could go online, 2-bedroom, starting with a AAA card, $195, including resort fees and tax. Can you believe this? Can you believe this? So here's what happened. They're in a lot of states. Florida might be the biggest. Florida is one of the largest states by population. So if you start saying Florida, Texas, California, state of New Jersey, New York, state of Illinois, you start going down the list, right, of most populated states. And then you start going into government contractual scenarios. It's easily possible. So I like everything about it. Eric, travel to Orlando has also been affected due to this shutdown. We do get last minute bookings also. Literally people showing up at the front desk and booking on the spot. That's what I'm saying. That's a bad sign. That's exactly what I've been going through for the last year and a half. The time frames on bookings have shortened. That's the problem. So before, like right now, I have opening for Scottsdale, which is February like 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, somewhere like that, right? I only have one person that is booked this far in advance. In all the years past, not even last year, but even started a year before, so 2 years ago. Up until then, people would literally leave in February. 2 or 3 or 4 days later, 2 people at least would book a year in advance. Now, nobody's doing this 7, 8, 9 months in advance. None of that. And only have one person that is booked that far in advance. And by the way, I am a super host. So it can't, I'm up there on the listings, preferred listing. So that just tells you that that's how I know how the economy goes, is how the vacation markets go. When I have different locations and I have the top events happening and people aren't booking, only one person this year for the F1 booked like 9 months in advance. Same thing. Now I find out, get this, there's people, other owners, they have freaking weeks. There's a lady that has a 1 bedroom right now for the whole week during F1. You know how much she's charging? She wants to get rid of it. She said $1,100. Okay. I'm just like, is this for real? And then I find out there's at least 9 others. You understand, they're on the course. The cars whiz by. And these prices last year cost on the open market $1,000 for 2 bedrooms, $790 or $750 for 1 bedrooms, and now they can't even give them away. Can you believe this? This is I'm in shock, quite frank. I don't even have anybody doing any last minute. You know why there's no last minutes? Hardly. Because the airfare is jacked up because the airlines don't have enough people coming. Have you guys checked airfare to Vegas? It's out of control right now. In fact, I just looked right now from Florida to Vegas. I saw something like $600 round trip. And I'm talking 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out. I was like, is this for real right now? I was like, this is insane. $600 round trip per person. $1,200 before you can even get your Uber ride. So, needless to say, how are you going to charge people rates for rooms if it's going to cost you 2 or 4 people coming and you spent $2,500? This is just like a sign. This is how you know things are bad all the way around. Because even the top 20% of the wealthiest aren't spending money. You know what they're doing? They have their money, they have their dry powder, their duffel bag of cash, waiting for something on the sidelines that they're going to put their money into that's going to make them money. They're not sitting there going, well, I'm just going to throw away 5Gs, 10Gs, forget that. That's what they're doing. Dry powder, just like Buffett's doing, just like a lot of the financiers are doing. They're saying, I don't even want to be in this. Or like MDA loves Skrelly. So Skrelly's shorting the market. So is Michael Burry. All these guys are sitting there. They have an idea on what's going to happen. People are going, no, it's not going to happen. It's still going to go up. I'm like, well, it didn't before like that. These guys might be right again because the numbers make sense. It's overvalued. And people don't have enough to invest. So who's going to do the heavy lifting are the corporations, Federal Reserve. So that means Americans need help. Inflation is going to keep going, ladies and gentlemen, because you know, as we started this off, the Feds printed $129 billion in less than a week. Okay? Just saying. All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get out of here. I have something here on, and nobody still has told me what did they think about the Larimar videos. I can't believe this. I thought people would be up in arms, but how can you be up in arms when I'm giving receipts? This is what they said before. This is what they say now. There's not anything, I guess, really to be said, right? Except, oh, what the hell? And then wait till I drop video 3 and 4. I'm dropping tomorrow because my voice should be back 100%. And then I'm going to be dropping the $15 million and the bond thing, which means these guys were underfunded. Underfunded. Yep, that's the sign. Even at the upscale luxury location, when you start, see, this is the cracks that people don't understand. When you start having upscale luxury locations having last minute bookings, those are the cracks that nobody sees. And since I've been in the vacation biz for 30 plus years, I see these cracks happen over time, and they all lead to the same thing: a recessionary, inflationary environment. Because that means less people are traveling until the wash comes out, right? There has to be a drop, a correction, so to speak. Once that correction occurs, and then usually 6 months to a year later, all of a sudden it's back to 7 months advance reservations, 9 months advance for the hot stuff, right? Like an F1, like a golf tournament, right? Baseball spring training. Even there, I haven't even had anybody even book this far in advance for spring training for baseball in Scottsdale. This is crazy. Um, I mean, it's and Hawaii is a whole nother animal now, because now that cost. It's cheap to stay there though. So now people that own over there are getting screwed because they don't get to charge 300 a night, 400 a night. Nobody goes. That's where we have a problem with. Yeah. Okay, we're going to wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for being here this evening and listening to my little rants, and everybody else who's been contributing in the chat. I appreciate it greatly, and your insight. So just remember, go out here. You have to build your wealth, ladies and gentlemen. You can't sit on the sidelines. Even though all these woes that we have, you have to be proactive. You have to be an emerging millionaire all the time. All right? Don't give up. A little cup of coffee of Starbucks as investment money every day will go a long way over 365 days. Or let's go 275 days. How about that? All right. So keep that up and let's go. We can do it. I love you guys very much. I appreciate your support over all these years. Let's keep it rocking. Let's keep it rolling. Everybody on the podcast, make sure you hit that heart, the like, the check box, whichever podcast you're on. Show some love and share, because you never know what's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. My daughter and her boyfriend are in Mexico City now. Their Airbnb is only 30. Oh my God. $30 a day? Yep. There you go. Again, exactly the reason why is because American citizens aren't traveling outside the country no more. We're the number one population for tourism, along with Canada. So when these two countries have 80% of their population living paycheck to paycheck, there's nobody coming. And this is the results. And this is why people go, oh, I'm going to Mexico. You're damn right we're going to Mexico at $30 a day. Come on now. Seriously, that's like old times. This is like 1975 or something at $30 a day. Man, in Mexico City of all places. How awesome is that? Wow. Good night, fam. God bless. Good night to you, Biz Nessa, the seamless genius. Thank you so much for mentioning that 8% per day or per week. I appreciate it. Man, they love it there. The cost of living is great. Nice city. Yeah, tell me about it. Mexico. I've never been there, but I've heard great things about Mexico City. And $30 a day. Good God. That's $900 a month. You can, what? That means monthly rate is less. Jeez. You got to love it. Thank you for that insight. But again, this is what the problem is. When United States citizens aren't traveling, the world is affected. Lots of things are going down, and you got to make sure you have income coming in from multiple sources. That's it. That's the rant. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here, ladies and gentlemen. Americans need help. You need to know findhelp.org. See tracy.sharpe with an E at the end at moneyladder.com if you want to do debt consolidation and be out of it within 1 to 2 years. Then you can get your unstoppable domain. They're in the chat room, and they'll be down below in the description box after this video if you listen to this long. But make sure you share these videos. I'll be back on Friday at 9:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And once again, Love you guys very much. And make sure you're safe out here, because you know people are under stress and duress. So you know you got to watch your back. Watch your family's back. Make sure you stay calm, because a lot of people are not calm right now. And with all that said, keep your head up. Keep moving. And